Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and in unrelated news, this has nothing to do with the video but is LGBT, so I figure I'll make a mention of it in the intro. Says Supreme Court eyes possible rollback of same-sex marriage rights. I'm not gonna say as they should be. I kind of don't give a fuck. But I will say I'm not surprised. Like, that's the direction that everything's going in. In any event, I'll play these two clips and I'm gonna come back with commentary.
Gold's Gym! Men! Grown men with big dicks in the women's locker room! And that's why I'm getting kicked out, and I want to make sure the girls know!
How are you?
Did you tell me or not that women like to see dick?
I'm asking you a fucking question.
Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym, and I think this is probably happening at gyms across America. We're like, trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you want to be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel? Today I was naked in the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there.
Breaking news, everyone. Remember that video that I recently put out about that man in LA who apparently walked into a gym and entered the ladies' locker room and pulled his dick out, which is acceptable here in LA because he says that he feels like a woman on the inside, so it's okay. However, it was one woman who was very vocal about how much she disapproved, and that doesn't mean she was the only one, but it looks like she was the only one who said something, and she got banned from the gym. Well, now we're starting to hear more about the background of this man who's considered a woman in LA. And apparently it's looking like he has some domestic violence convictions on his record. Like, he was an abuser. And not only that, he was an abuser so egregious that he broke his wife's jaw. Like, we're not talking about a guy who snatches women up or even just slap them around. This dude socked women out like men. And after getting out of jail for it, he renamed himself after her. Like, does he think he is her now? Or what is that? A freaking nutcase. But you can't speak on it because they'll punish you around here. And ladies, let's be clear. This is exactly what you voted for, especially black women. You know, men who are attracted to women and probably aren't even gay and break their jaws, being able to just walk into women's locker rooms while they undress. That's what you wanted. It's the bed you made.
Yo, so as y'all can see from all those videos, normally I would be on the side of the black woman because I think men using women bathrooms or even identifying with women, even though it's clearly a man, like he ain't took no type of estrogen pills, nigga walk around with a voice deeper than mine, shit's crazy. Usually I would defend the black woman, right? And she got valid points, right? The lunacy need to stop. People need to open up the damn mental facilities. However, like he said, women voted for that shit. Everywhere I go, have conversations with women, trans rights or trans people are brung up, and they always say the same thing. Oh, I don't care how somebody lives their life, and why does it matter how they identify? Let me just put this out here in the ethers for all the women and within earshot that can hear my voice. When you operate in the land of delusion, or just, you know, as I call women, are agents of chaos. When you operate like that, right? Shit, nothing makes sense. Shit don't make sense. Then you have situations like this. Like, yeah, it shouldn't matter what somebody identifies. However, there needs to be parameters to, like, common sense and logic. That man clearly looks like a man. He looks like, what's that nigga name? Not William Dafoe. Rob Lowe. The fact that he's able to say he identifies as a woman, and he got a stiff ass jawline, it shows a level of lunacy that we're living in now. Like, people are just saying anything. The women are going for it because, without sounding misogynist, if you ever listen to a woman talk, they'll actually argue points against themselves. Their argument will run into itself. They'll try to explain bullshit that doesn't make sense. And I love women, but I recognize it. Growing up in a household with a mom and a sister, when I was younger, they do that a lot. They say things and then they'll say another thing. Like, they're masters of double speak. And yeah, when you have women going around talking about it doesn't matter what a man identifies as, and then he gets in women's sports, and then the same women will be complaining, talking about, oh, men shouldn't be in playing sports with women. It's like, okay, which one is it? Because if he identifies as a woman, then he should be able to play sports with women, right? And they'll say, no, well, he can identify one, but he shouldn't. They even in the course of speaking on the man, they'll literally say, well, he can identify as a she, but he, like, they slip up, right? You can't be consistent. Shit doesn't make sense. And as men, like, we know this. We know if you start letting a little bit of bullshit slip, then a whole lot of shit will be slipping and shit'll stop making sense. And as the men folk in this country or around the world, just in general, men, we like, this shit has to make sense. Even when shit don't make sense, it makes sense, right? Like, you have a serial killer like Jeffrey Dahmer, and the reason he killed people doesn't make sense, but he'll articulate why it made sense to him. Now, you don't have to agree with it, but he gives you an explanation out of logic as to why he did what he did. With women, they'll say shit like men and women are equal, but in the same breath, they'll say that men should open the doors for women or pay for a dinner when they go out on dates. It's like, if we're equal, then we should either equally pay our half, or you should pay for me. When it's not conducive, or when it's not convenient, then they'll try to backpedal and be like, well, nah, yeah, because equality is only cool for them when it's convenient. Such as this, trans rights are only cool with them until it's inconvenient. When it's inconvenient, then they want to make a hubbub about it. It's like, but you wanted this, right? You were saying that this didn't matter. Like, women, men that want to identify as women, even though they look like Rob Lowe, can do such. And then they go into a women's dressing room or locker room at a gym swinging a dick, and this nigga has a full jacket on, going full throttle Mike Tyson on his wife. So, like, yeah, like, my knee-jerk reaction when I first seen this was to kind of like join the choir. But then as I thought, I was like, yo, especially in a place like LA, I've met people in LA. Like, I lived in Seattle, Washington, which is close by California, at the start of this whole trans movement thing. And I thought it was fucking weird then, but people were, namely the women, I rarely, even gay dudes didn't, like, it didn't settle right cool with them. But I noticed with every heterosexual woman, and I say that with quotes, they were all like, yeah, well, it doesn't matter, and man, if that's how he identifies, and all this malarkey. It's like, cut the shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, clearly, especially niggas that got like 3 o'clock shadows or 6 o'clock shadows, like, his skin looked like leather, he got stubble on his face, like, yeah, they were literally disregarding reality. So yeah, you play stupid games, you get a stupid prize. Now you have to deal with it. And this woman was probably one of the main people talking about, oh, everybody can live their life and identify however they want. Then this shit happens. So, like, I kind of don't have no sympathy for her. Take your bald head ass back in the dressing room and change your clothes, right? According to all these people that were in favor of that shit, we're being paranoid. We're fear mongering. They may not do shit. Go about your day, man. any event, if y'all like this episode, you know what to do, and I'm out.